Hey guys, this is Miss Arlequin, and in this video we are going to be talking about a test-taking strategy called process of elimination. So our learning target is to be able to apply the elimination strategy to multiple choice questions. In order to do that, we're going to have to be able to break down a question to determine what's being asked. We have to understand the different reasons why we might eliminate a wrong answer, and we have to be able to evaluate the answer choices and eliminate the obviously wrong ones. Alright, so during our last lesson, we looked at the prediction strategy and how it can help us avoid being distracted by the tempting but wrong answer choices. Some questions, though, are phrased in a way that's going to make using the prediction strategy difficult or impossible. And sometimes your predictions may not give you the correct answer. What are you going to do in that situation? You're going to use another test-taking strategy. We talk in class a lot about how you always want to have a lot of tools at your disposal. So just like having reading tools, writing tools, we're going to have some test-taking tools. If your prediction strategy tool doesn't work, it's time to move on to process of elimination. So I know we have talked about elimination before. Many teachers always talk about the strategy. It's one of the most popular test-taking strategies. The key that I want you to realize, though, is that when you eliminate, you're not just looking to eliminate the wrong answer. Yeah, obviously you want to eliminate the answers that are wrong. But the key to the strategy is to really understand what makes an answer choice wrong. If you can't figure that out, then process of elimination is not really going to work for you. So there are some common reasons why an answer might be wrong. So when you're eliminating, you want to look for answer choices that first contradict what you remember from the passage. Basically meaning, if in the story you remember a character was very generous, and then the answer choice says the opposite, it contradicts it, it says the character was very greedy, well, that's a contradiction to what you know is from the story. It needs to be eliminated. It can't be the answer. If an answer choice doesn't match the tone of the question, so if the question is asking you for a positive character trait to describe a character, and then one of the answer choices is something negative, once again like greedy, that doesn't match the tone of the question. It's a negative choice, but you need something positive, so you should eliminate it. You always want to eliminate any answer choice that is very extreme in tone, that uses extreme language. So within the answer choice, it says something like, the character never does this, or the character is always doing this, or other extreme language words like none, all, best, and worst. Those are never going to be, and I'm using extreme language now, ironically, but those are never going to be the correct answers. The only time you're ever going to see extreme language like this in a correct answer choice is if the multiple choice options are quotes from the story. However, if it is not a quote from the story and you see extreme language, eliminate it. Obviously, if something doesn't make sense because it doesn't answer the question, or it doesn't make sense in relation to what you know the central ideas or what happened in the story, eliminate it. If you have two answer choices that are too similar to each other, they're synonyms, for example, or they're basically saying the exact same thing, you need to eliminate it. And finally, the most common one to use, and it really actually applies to even some of the other ones that we've done, is if an answer choice does not have text evidence to support it, then it cannot be the answer. Your answers have to be text-based. Alright, so now not every question is going to have choices that can be easily eliminated. However, if you eliminate even one answer choice, you're going to be closer to getting the correct answer. If you look at the chart on the right, it illustrates the power of process of elimination. If you have 4 multiple choice options and you eliminate 0, then you only have a 25% chance of getting it correct. If you can eliminate even one of those answer choices, you're raising your percentage chances to 33.33% chance. If you can eliminate 2, which is great, and you're only left with 2, you have a 50-50 chance. And if you use process of elimination correctly, you don't eliminate something for the wrong reason, and you're able to eliminate 3 of the 4 answer choices, then you are going to be left with the correct answer. But again, this is only going to be the correct percentage if you don't eliminate something for the wrong reason, or you eliminate it without really thinking it through. All right, so I'm going to model it for you with a question that comes from one of my favorite books, The Hunger Games. Which of the following helps Katniss Everdeen win the Hunger Games? Is it A, she never doubts that she can win, B, she's a professional hunter, C, she sees her friend and ally Rue killed, or D, she knows to win she has to kill Peeta? All right, so I'm going to start with answer choice A. She never doubts that she can win. Well, that can be eliminated because it is extreme language. It says never doubts that she can win. Really? Never. At one moment in the book, there's not even a doubt that ever crosses her mind that she can win. Not only is it extreme language, but I also know that this is not matching with the text evidence. In the book, there are plenty of times where she doubts that she can win. She's a professional hunter. I'm going to eliminate that because it doesn't match the text evidence of the story. Katniss is not a professional hunter. Professional means that it's your career, it's how you make money, and this can't be the answer because it isn't true in the story. Katniss is really just kind of an amateur. She sees her friend and ally Rue killed. All right, so that does happen in the story. However, it doesn't really make sense in terms of the question that's being asked. The question is asking what helps her to win. Seeing her friend and ally killed actually almost has an opposite effect in a way. It gets her upset. She could have given up at that point. Now, you could argue that this is kind of one of her motives that kind of inspires her to keep going, but it doesn't directly influence her winning. Finally, she knows the only way to win is to kill Peeta. Well, that is definitely wrong. It contradicts what's in the story. If anything, when they make that announcement that says that if you and your fellow victor from your district are alive, you can both win the game, that's actually what Katniss tries to do for the rest of the story. She doesn't try to kill Peeta. She tries to save him so they can both win. All right, so that is how you use the process of elimination strategy. This was just a quick introduction to the strategy. You can practice it with any multiple choice passage, and I would highly, highly recommend that you get used to this strategy before test day. The more that you are used to looking at answer choices and really determining the reasons for why you're eliminating them, the easier it's going to be for you to use the strategy, the more natural it's going to be.